Seldom seen this far north, this elusive creature's migratory patterns take it across the Atlantic Ocean to America, sometimes for years at a time, returning to its native Belgium only to mate. Its appearances in Britain are even more rare, but when they happen, they're accompanied by an extravagant display of self-promotion and a loud trumpeting sound. That's Nigel Farage Goes to Clacton, tomorrow evening at 7:45. But now on Radio 4, we cross live to the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre in the Scottish town of Peebles for the annual Amerrycana Christmas show, brought to you as always by the Downright Homespun Radio Company. While over on Longwave, it's the Archers, and Gavin and Stacey are organising another reunion at the Bull.
Be a merry, merry Christmas, a merry, merry Christmas for all good girls and boys. Can't you see the Christmas tree? A star is shining brightly, a Santa Claus so sprightly, dancing with all his toys. You will tinkle when Chris Crinkle plays his jingle bells. It's brighter than a music of a million carousels. Gonna be a merry, merry Christmas, a very, 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 merry, 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 merry Christmas for you.
It's December here in Scotland. It's cold, dark, the very depth of winter outside. But inside the auditorium here at the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre in downtown Peebles, the lights are on, the smiles are warm, and the drinks are flowing. A very warm welcome, one and all, to our Saturday night audience for the Downright Homespun Radio Company's Amerrycana Christmas for 2024.
DHRC House Band is tuned up and ready to bring you another evening of Christmas cheer, sweet melodies and foot-stomping songs to lift your spirits and send you into Christmas season with a little bit more joy than you had when you first walked in this evening.
And our Royal Company of Radio Actors is primed to bring you the very best of live comedy here in the Scottish borders. They've been working for months, into the small hours, recycling last year's script by changing the date and a few pronouns to bring you an all-new lineup of small-town sketches and scenes.
When shepherds from Manor Valley followed a star along the river to the little town of Peebles on a cold midwinter night in 1896, they found a young radio engineer broadcasting traditional music from the parish church steeple.
Musicians and comedians gathered, and our show was born that very night. The DHRC's Amerrycana Christmas has become the heart of Peebles' festive celebrations every year since then.
These days, the DHRC's annual shows are broadcast to over 79 countries in 28 different languages, but always from our home base right here in Peebles. Festive music from our award-winning house band is accompanied with sketches and scenes from ordinary life here in the town, for the entertainment of our sellout audiences.
Sellout audiences. DHRC ticket sales have been brisk this year. While black market touts can't even give away Oasis tickets, DHRC seats are gone, gone, gone. Our audience members have come from near and far to join us here in the auditorium of the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre in downtown Peebles. Now under new management and with a renewed spring in its step, the Grand Old Eastgate is full of Christmas cheer this evening.
Yes, whether you've travelled here from Guinea-Bissau, Germany, or even Galashiels, or you're out there listening to us on a crystal radio set made from wire wound around the middle of a toilet roll tube in a cave in the Kalahari Desert, you're welcome to the Downright Homespun Radio Company's Amerrycana Christmas broadcast for 2024.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, isn't it? Please welcome our award-winning DHRC House Band on stage to kick the evening off with their first of many sing-along hits.
5 and 10 go listening once again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol of shoes is a wish of Bonnie and Ben.
Dolls will talk and we'll go for a walk is the hope for Janice and Jen.
And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, there's a tree in the Grand Hotel,
One in the park as well.
the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Soon the bells will start.
And the thing that'll make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol of juice is a wish of Barney and Ben.
Dolls will talk and we'll go for a walk is the hope for Janice and Jen.
And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start. And the thing that will make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart.
Angus, over here.
Gordon, how are you doing? It's been a while.
Well, it certainly has. It's been 12 months, I believe. Now, whilst I remember, have you got a ticket for Mrs. Tweedy's Christmas raffle?
A raffle?
Aye, there's some cracking prizes. Third prize is a week's worth of her speciality novelty coffee. Second prize is a haggis panini with a side of salt and vinegar crisps. But first prize, wait for it, first prize is a same-day appointment at Hay Lodge Health Centre with a doctor of your choice.
What? No, that's impossible. That's worth its weight in gold. How did you get that?
I don't know, but there's no such thing as an NHS waiting list when it comes to Mrs. Tweedy.
What a woman.
No. Rumour has it she's trying to sort out the West Coast ferries for Calmac.
Away, that's impossible too.
Not with one of Miss Hurth chocolate eclairs inside of you. Anyway, how you doing, old pal? It seems like ages since I saw you last.
Oh, fine, I suppose. I'm not getting out much these days. So I tried to make a point of getting along to the maid's shed at least once a week. It's good for the company, and it forces me to take my overalls off. You know, if I didn't have a reason to get out of the house, I'd just about been living in these overalls. I've had them for years. They can nearly stand up by themselves. That's when I take them off at night.
So what do you wear when you go to the men's shed?
Well, what I'm wearing now, usually.
What, that tatty old jacket that wouldn't even look fit on a scarecrow? And those even older plus fours?
They're very practical, you know, and very hard wearing. And the jacket was my father's.
Oh, hard wearing, God, I'll say they are. I don't think I've known you wearing anything else, you know that, Angus, in all the years I've known you. Don't you have any other clothes? Look, Angus, you've got to spruce yourself up a bit. Get a new wardrobe. Put some spice back in your life. You need a wee bit of retail therapy from one of the shops in town.
Oh, I don't know. I like this garb I'm wearing. I feel comfortable in it. And you know, come to think of it, you know better. That coat of yours looks like it's come off the ark, and it's 2 sizes too small for you, and I've never seen anybody wear anything like that for donkey's years.
That's because it's a donkey jacket. It was very popular in its day with builders and certain politicians.
And that waistcoat you're wearing, it certainly wouldn't get Gareth Southgate in that. It looks like you've borrowed it from Top Cat. It's old and it's minging. I think you're the one that needs a new outfit.
Oh, Angus, you know, you're right. I think it's time we both spruced ourselves up a bit.
Aye.
How about we each head off into some of the shops and towns and get some new outfits for when we next meet?
What do you mean, new clothes? I've not done that for years. How much are you thinking of spending?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't got decimal the last time I bought something new. Oh, whatever you think is reasonable. I mean, let's make ourselves respectable again. Let's try to get some pride in our appearance like we used to do when we were younger. It'll be good for our self-esteem, you know.
Okay, you're on. It'll be good to get some sparkle back, especially in the lead up to Christmas. But where do you get new clothes and Peebles nowadays?
Well, I'm not so sure. I think McGrath's is still there, and Castle Warehouse, of course. And there's one called Fat Face.
Fat Face? Is that not a cake shop?
No, it's a clothes shop, I think. And of course, there's always the charity shops, I suppose.
Okay, let's do this. I'm in, but I'll still hanging on to my overalls. I can't see me ever throwing them away, but I'll maybe give them a wee wash.
Great. Now let's see what we can come up with. Let's get some coffee inside of us and some cake, eh?
Best idea yet.
Angus and Gordon there. Steve Lee and Robert Parr enjoying a hot beverage at their favourite Peebles haunt, the Tweedy Tea Room. Yes, that's right. Frothy coffee drinks drenched in spray cream and fancy stringy tea bags that taste like lawn clippings are all very well. But when you're in need of a no-nonsense cup of tea that strips your teeth of impurities and coats your tongue with a protective layer of pure tannin, then Mrs. Tweedy's Tea Room is the place to be. With the traditional surly service you expect in a Scottish tea room, in Mrs. Tweedy's you're grateful for what you get. Our high-octane coffee, supplied by the I-Bean Coffee Company, shrinks your skin, brings a tear to your eye, and moves through your system like a good pull-through with a Christmas tree. Our scones are fresh-baked every Thursday when there's an R in the month. And our traditional homemade sausage rolls stay with you long after other foods are forgotten. And please note that toilets are for paying customers only. If you require toilet paper, please ask for it at the counter before entering the cubicle. That's the Tweedy Tea Room, down there off the High Street and overlooking Tweed Green, the traditional cafe in Peebles that doesn't cost a fortune.
Our house band is fully charged up with reinforced flasks of coffee from the Tweedy Tea Room, to which they've added their own Christmas tipple. They're on stage now with Holly Jolly Christmas.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. Well, I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say
That's you.
So it is. A holly jolly Christmas from a DHRC's very own house band. Eventually from on the 2024 Amerrycana Christmas show from the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre in downtown Peebles.
You can edit that out, can't you? The Downright Homespun Radio Company has been out and about on Peebles High Street during this busy Christmas shopping season. With one of the best high streets in Britain, Peebles attracts more than its fair share of celebrity shoppers looking for that perfect present to put under the tree. Oh, and who's this? Just stepping out of the central bar with a pint of Guinness. Why, it's the country's most favourite ginger, ladies and gentlemen. No, not Ed Sheeran, but Angela Rayner.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jimmy, hold me pint, will you? I've just got to do this interview. Right, where were we? Peebles, yeah, Peebles. I just love the place. I think it's great. But I can tell you there's going to be some changes around here. What's the name of that place we were just at, Jimmy?
That's Manor Valley, Minister.
Yeah, Manor Valley. We can fill that up with social housing. We'll get about 600 houses up there. So let's get on with it. And we'll have none of your middle-class NIMBYism. Oh yeah, I've heard about you lot. I heard about the 3G pitch. I want builders, not blockers. Change begins here, and I'll see to that.
Minister, planning is a devolved matter.
Bollocks to that! Let's get building. Me brother's a brickie. I'll tell him to get himself shifted up here.
And what about infrastructure?
Infrastructure? Infrastructure. I know, we'll give you a bus stop. All right, now let's get on with it. I'm sorry, but your sheepdog trials are just going to have to go somewhere else. Now, give us me pint back.
Angela Rayner, ladies and gentlemen, standing outside the central bar. Now, no DHRC show would be complete without a report from our intrepid food and drink correspondent, Chick Fowl. Originally from Kansas in the United States, Chick arrived in Peebles many years ago after a mix-up at the immigration desk at Edinburgh Airport, and he's been here ever since. Chick brings us his unique American perspective on the Scottish way of life every Christmas time, and he's on the line now. Hello, Chick!
Oh, hi, Robert!
Hi.
Yeah, how's it going over there in the Eastgate studio? Any idea what I'm doing?
Are you riding a bike, Chick?
Oh, you got it in a wonder, Robert. Boy, you're quick. Yeah, I'm here outside the Bespoke Cycle Shop and I'm ready for a bike ride, baby.
Bike ride. That's good, Chick, I think.
Yeah, the good folks at Bespoke Cycles have hired me an electric bike.
Is it charged up, Chick?
I'm sure it's charged up, Robert. What do you take me for?
Well, oh, never mind. So, what do you have in store for us this time, Chick?
Well, Robert, you know how Peebles is such a center of the universe when it comes to cycling?
Yeah.
I mean, people come here from all over the UK to check out our trails.
Mm.
Well, I thought I'd try a few of them out, you know?
Oh. Chick, look, you tried cycling up in Glentress a few years ago, I seem to remember. It did not end well.
Yeah, well, this time I'm sticking to the multi-use tracks and the quiet roads, Robert. I'm on a road bike and I'm staying away from the forest, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I'd use this bike to visit some of the tourist spots in the area and give you the lowdown on what it's like to cycle to these places. You know, cycling is an important part of a local economy, as well as being a sustainable way to get about.
Yeah.
It's good for your physical and your mental health, Robert.
Yeah, okay.
Leave a car at home, get on your bike.
Yeah, okay. That sounds pretty good, Chick. Look, where to, first of all?
Well, since I'm here in town, I thought I'd take the multi-use path north to the great Polish map of Scotland in Edelston. Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty good up there at the Barony Hotel. I've never seen it before, so let's go!
Okay, great.
Geez, I just gotta do some readjusting something here, Robert.
Is that the bike?
No, it's the clothing. Yeah, these Lycra shorts, they're awful tight. And I don't think I'm sitting right, if you know what I mean. I need to make some adjustments.
Yeah. Is this the first time with those on, Chick?
Yeah. Boy, they are tight. Is it just middle-aged men that wear these things? Geez, you can tell my religion just by looking at me in these things. Anyway, I guess I'll get used to them. Wish me luck, Robert. Off I go.
Good luck, Chick. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Chick foul. I wonder what scrapes he'll... don't need that anymore. Wonder what scrapes he'll get into this time. Well, time will tell. We've got other Christmas treats to fry just now as we welcome on stage our DHRC House Band, recently returned from their record-breaking tour of the American Midwest. Now back in their home here at the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre, they're hoping for a white Christmas and a winter wonderland.
Beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. We're walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird. Here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's Parson Brown.
You can do the job of every town.
They're on with his fire as they dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland.
It's not often we find ourselves on this road over to Peebles, Stan.
Right enough, Bert. Not much call for the Scottish Borders Council services up there in Peebles since the council outsourced all its gardening work to unregulated volunteer groups.
Aye, it was a genius move by those accountants down in the council headquarters, Stan. What will they think of next?
A good question, Bert. It is perhaps answered by this strange truck we're driving. What's going on there with all these computer screens and aerials in the cab?
I thought you'd never ask, Stan. This truck we're driving is the council's new secret weapon for efficiency and organisation.
Why, what does it do?
This, Stan, is the council's new pothole seeker truck.
Pothole seeker truck? Has it got something to do with potholes, Bert?
Oh, nothing gets past you, does it, Stan? Listen, this truck is internet connected, fully automatic, and it uses AI.
AI? What's AI?
It stands for actual intelligence, Stan.
Actual intelligence, is that new?
Brand new, Stan. The council's never had intelligence before. And now it's built right into this truck.
Actual intelligence, I've never heard of it. So what do we do with all these buttons and switches, Bert? like this big red one marked fill your hole.
Wait, don't touch anything just yet, Stan. You haven't done the training, so today you've just got to watch and learn. This truck is a pothole seeking and repair machine all in one. Have you heard about the Council's new online pothole map?
I did see something in the Southern Reporter about a map.
Oh, it's the latest genius invention for the Council's road department. Folks in the borders can go onto their computers and mark on an online map where the exact location is of a pothole they've seen.
I see, and what happens then?
Ah, well, that's the genius bit, Stan. We take this truck out on the road, switch on the map, and it takes us directly to the pothole.
Wait, and then we press this fill your hole button and it repairs it.
You've got it, Stan.
And we're trying it in Peebles.
That's the plan, Stan. Look, we're heading into Peebles now. You see the string of red lights up ahead?
Aye, well, when do we switch the pothole machine on?
Oh, soon, Stan, once we get past the first 6 set of traffic lights.
I'm ready to switch it on when you say the word, Bert.
Right, let's do it, Stan. Hit the fill your hole button and say goodbye to Peebles potholes.
Pothole map activating. Drive forward.
Working, Bert. Look, the machine's dumping some fill in the pothole.
Aye, Stan, and next it'll compress it and level the road surface all automatically.
It's genius, Bert.
Drive forward 1 meter.
What's happening now, Bert? We've only gone forward 1 meter.
Well, that's where the next pothole is, Bert. I mean, take a look at the online map. Every one of those red dots is a pothole tagged by a member of the public.
But there's hundreds of them, Bert. There's so many they're blending in together into one big red dot.
It's true, there's a bit of a backlog up here in Peebles.
And look there, Bert, there's more dots appearing as we speak.
Drive forward 0.5 meter.
Oh, this is going to take all day, don't you think, Stan?
I think so too. But didn't you say the machine's automatic? We could leave it to fill all these potholes itself while we get a coffee and a donuts out at Greg's.
Oh, that's a good plan, Stan. Come on, let's go.
That was a good coffee, Bert. Better than sitting in that truck all this time.
Oh, something going on with this truck, Stan. Can you hear that beeping?
Aye, hit that button over there.
Oh, that's better. Now, what's going on here? I see the problem. The truck's run out of pothole mix.
But it's only moved 6 metres since we started, Bert. And there's still hundreds of red dots on the screen.
Now I can show you the other genius aspect of this potholing machine, Stan. You see those wheelie bins of rubbish outside the houses there? Waiting for the bin lorry?
Aye.
Well, wheel a couple of them over here, will you?
What are we going to do with all this rubbish, Bert?
We dump it directly into the top of the potholing truck, Stan. The machine smashes it up and converts it into pothole mix, and we carry on filling the holes.
That's genius, Bert. Filling the potholes of Peebles with the peoples of Peebles' own rubbish.
Oh, that's odd. The machine's still beeping. What does the screen say, Stan?
It says insert solid material and press continue.
They did warn me about this. Sometimes the domestic rubbish is too soft by itself and it needs something solid mixed into it for the pothole mix.
You mean like wood or metal or something?
That would do it, aye. Maybe some old fence posts or a bit of concrete.
Wait a minute, Bert. I know where there's a heap of old scrap metal lying just at the side of the road, and it's no that far from here. I spotted it last week along Edinburgh Road when we were up doing the lamp posts on the verge right opposite the car park.
Well, scrap metal's perfect, Stan. And I know the very heap of scrap metal that you're talking about. It's been there for a few years now, and it's time it was cleared away. Come on, let's go and pick it up.
Put your hands together, please, for Robert Barr and Steve Lee. As Scottish Borders Council workers, Burton stand there, recycling old rubbish and spreading it around the potholed streets of Peebles this Christmas time.
Let's get into the Christmas spirit now with our DHRC House Band on stage with Merry Christmas, darling.
Greeting cards have all been sent. The Christmas rushes through. But I still have one wish to make. A special one for you. Merry Christmas, darling. We're apart, that's true. But I can dream, and in my dreams, I'm Christmasing with you. Holidays are joyful. There's always something new. But every day's a holiday when I'm near to you. The lights on my tree, I wish you could see. I wish it every day. Logs on the fire fill me with desire to see you and to say that I wish you Merry Christmas. Happy New Year too. I've just one wish on this Christmas Eve. I wish I were with you. Logs on the fire fill me with desire to see you and to say that I wish you Merry Christmas. Happy New Year too. I've just one wish on this Christmas Eve. I wish I were with you. I wish I were with you.
High above Peebles High Street, in the attic rooms of the old Veachers building, are the offices of Bobby Barr, private detective. Missing wives and wayward husbands, corrupt officials and plain old dirty dealings, he's seen it all. If you need someone to follow that cab, rifle through that drawer, climb through the window of that empty apartment and dig up the dirt, call into the offices of Bobby Barr. It's cash in advance, expenses are extra, and don't call on a Wednesday afternoon if you know what's good for you.
It was another Thursday morning, and my cup of coffee had gone cold. My tax return was late again. I'd been looking through the filing cabinet for a copy of an old receipt, but all I found was unpaid bills and a small piece of bacon. I lit a cigarette, looked out of the window at the rain-soaked wheelie bins in the high street below. A new pizza place had opened down in the corner, and I wondered if I could make it over there for a fresh cup of coffee and a slice without getting drenched. A small queue of high school students was already forming outside the shop. I was about to pull on my raincoat when I heard the street door downstairs open and close, and the sound of high heels making their way up the stairs and along the corridor towards my office. Come in, the door's open.
Mr. Barr, the private detective?
She was tall, she was blonde, and she was wearing the kind of black dress that would make a bishop think twice about his choice of profession. It moved with her body like a second skin. She stepped into the room, looked across at me with emerald green eyes full of promise. She pointed a long, immaculately manicured red fingernail at my right hand.
Could you spare one of those, Mr. Barr?
Of course, I said, pulling the pack of cigarettes from my pocket. She took one, lighting it with a small silver lighter she produced from somewhere in her dress. Take a seat. What can I do for you?
Mr. Barr, I'm told you can look into things that don't interest the police. Mysteries and puzzles. That sort of thing.
Of course. Is it a missing person or someone you want followed?
Oh, no, nothing like that, Mr. Barr, you see. I've only just moved to Peebles, and there's something not right about the place I'm staying.
I see.
The landlord lives in Dubai and won't answer my calls. I went to the police, but they were only interested in whether I was driving more than 20 miles per hour in town.
Well, perhaps I can help Miss
Collins. Kitty Collins.
And what brings you to Peebles, Miss Collins?
I've got a temporary job at the museum in town, so I've moved here for 6 months. I've taken a flat in Venlaw Court, just along the road from here.
Interesting. And what are you doing at the museum?
Oh, some conserving and cataloguing of ancient finds. You see, I'm a numismatist.
A numismatist?
Yes, a numismatist.
I knew a numismatist once, from Norway.
You knew a Norse numismatist? I think I know of a Norse numismatist.
She was from the north. A northern North numismatist.
The thing is, Mr. Barr, I'm still fairly new to numismatics.
So, you're a new numismatist, are you? See?
But the point is, there's a problem with the place I'm staying.
In Venlaw Court, yes. What's the problem?
Well, it's a ground floor flat, and there's a small cellar below the kitchen. I'm using it to store a few things. Otherwise, it's unoccupied. But Mr. Barr, I kept hearing noises coming up from the cellar.
What kind of noises?
Well, first it was water, like slow-moving water. But when I looked down, it was perfectly dry.
Have you called a plumber?
Yes, I did. He said he could fit me in next October. But then I heard other noises in the late afternoon and sometimes early mornings. I hear trains.
Trains?
I know it sounds crazy, but I hear railway trains going past like a single train carriage going along rails.
I see, and
But then last week it got even crazier, Mr. Barr. The opera singing started.
opera singing from the cellar.
Yes.
Is the opera singer on the train?
No. No. The opera singing is at night, after the trains have stopped.
Opera singing after the trains have stopped. I see, and the water?
They're still there too, at random times. I've dashed down the cellar stairs while it's happening, Mr. Barr, but there's nothing there.
It's an unusual case, right enough, Miss Collins. Couldn't it just be one of your neighbours running a washing machine and singing to themselves in an evening?
I did think of that, Mr. Barr, but the next door flat is empty, and on the other side are shops selling wine and second-hand clothes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They're all unoccupied. When the noises are happening, oh, Mr. Barr, will you look into this for me? I can't sleep at night.
I'll make some inquiries, Miss Collins. Don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Barr. You don't know what this means to me.
It's cash in advance and the expenses are extra.
Of course.
She put her cigarette in the ashtray. She moved her fingers down the low neckline of her dress and slipped her hand inside, reaching into the soft depths until it disappeared altogether. She pulled out a tight roll of £20 notes, peeled off half a dozen and pressed them into my hand. They were still warm.
Will this be enough to start with, Mr. Barr?
That's plenty, thanks, Miss Collins. I'll see what I can find out and I'll give you a call. And with that, she was gone. I sat for a while and stared out of the window. The rain had stopped and I reflected on strange noises from Kitty Collins' cellar. I thought about water flowing and trains arriving at night. I thought about smoking a cigarette on an empty platform as the train pulls in and shudders to a halt. I heard opera music swelling to a crescendo as a beautiful woman in a black dress emerges from the clouds of rising steam and runs into my arms. But that was all a long time ago. I had a case to investigate and a tax bill to pay. I decided to visit a lawyer, a friend of mine. Hamish had his ear to the ground, and if there was something odd about the cellars in the Venlaw court, he'd know about it.
I don't know anything about it, Bobby. Water in the cellars at Venlaw Court? Come on, it's a plumber she needs, not a detective.
Come on, Hamish, there's more to it than water. And what about the train noises and the opera singing?
Noises from the neighbours, Bobby, nothing more. Look, she's next door to Villeneuve Wines. Who knows what they get up to in there in the evenings?
A few clinking bottles, maybe, but they're not running a railway station or an opera house, Hamish.
Trains? I mean, what kind of trains?
Single carriage, she said, early mornings and evenings, and the operas at night.
Single carriage? Mornings and nights? I wonder. Look, Bobby, it's possible you don't know what you're getting yourself into here. There's a lot of history in this town, underground as well as on the surface. You'll be better to just walk away from this. Tell her she's hearing old pipes gurgling and to call a plumber.
I can't do that, Hamish. There's more to this than pipes. Come on, give me something to go on here.
All right, I'll tell you what I know about Venlaw Court and what happens beneath the grounds there. But if anybody asks...
I know, Hamish, if anyone asks, I didn't hear it from you.
That's right. Now listen. Underneath Peebles High Street, all the way from a green tree to the Neepath Inn, there's a series of...
It was typical Hamish, a mix of historical fact, local politics, rumour, deduction and gossip. Most of the shops and flats along the High Street and Old Town have cellars, and these are often connected to each other. In the past, retailers would use the cellars to move merchandise from shop to shop. There were rumours of illicit goods on the excise men during the Napoleonic Wars. Some even said there were tunnels that went back further in time, medieval and earlier. There was intrigue, adventure, money, secrets, and the hint that I should ask some discreet questions at Forsyth's the Butcher.
Forsyth's the Butchers?
I walked back along the High Street towards the Eastgate. Forsyth's the Butchers is one of the people's oldest institutions, its origins lost in the mist of time. They've occupied the same site in the Eastgate for hundreds of years as butchers and as bakers. For a time there was a second butcher's in the Old Town, which seemed to have no storeroom, yet sold all its meat you could buy in the main shop. I joined the end of the queue for the butcher's shop outside Villeneuve Wines and found myself standing next to my old friend Sinclair Cuthbertson, the retired historian.
Bobby, what brings you into the Forsyth's queue at this time of day?
I'm in a
A
case,
steak
Sinclair.
pie, perhaps?
No, I am on a case, Sinclair. I've got a few questions to ask at Precise.
What sort of questions? Is it about cuts of meat?
Well, not so specific. Listen, I can't really talk about here in the street.
Oh, I tell you what, Bobby. Let's you and I head round to the back door of Forsyth's. You can tell me about the case on the way, and I'll get us in to speak to the old Forsyth's archivist himself in the back room.
I explained the bare bones of the case to Sinclair as we walked through to the back shop at Forsyth's and a secluded parlour, where we spoke with an old Forsyth's archivist, a font of knowledge about the Forsyth's shop and the Peebles High Street. He confirmed that below the shop in the Eastgate ran an underground railway line for delivering goods under the High Street to various shops. This railway line had been used by Forsyth's to transport cuts of meat to the shop in the old town to meet customer demands. I asked if Sinclair and I could take a look at this underground railway line, and one of the young butcher apprentices was assigned to take us down there. Suddenly, the case had taken on a different meaning, and I knew what I had to do.
What will our heroes find beneath Forsyth's the butchers? Where will the secret railway lead? Is there an opera singer trapped underground? Learn the answers to these and many other questions when you join us after the interval for part 2 of this year's Bobby Barr adventure. Steve Lee, Robert Barr, ladies and gentlemen.
There's no mystery about the next number from our DHRC House Band. You meet the nicest people when you play great music at Christmas time in the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre in downtown Peebles.
You meet the nicest people everywhere around Christmas time.
Happy holiday
You meet the nicest people just like everyone here.
Happy holiday.
Why I can't understand why the very same people who laugh so freely and grin so gaily can be so gloomy the other days of the year. You feel the nicest feeling in the air around Christmas
A
time.
very, very Merry Christmas
Feel
to
the
you.
warmest greeting for a holiday
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Wouldn't the world be a nice place to live in if everybody would be
The nicest, warmest, friendliest Christmassy sort of people
every day of the And wouldn't the world be a nice place to live in if everybody would be
The nicest, warmest, friendliest Christmassy sort of people
every day of the year? You meet the nicest people everywhere around Christmas time.
Happy holiday
To the
to you.
nicest people, just like everyone here.
Happy holiday.
And wouldn't the world be a nice place to live in if everybody would be
The nicest, warmest, friendliest Christmassy sort of people
every day of the year? Every day of the year.
Yes, our house band members really are the nicest people you'll meet out there on the streets of Peebles. The Downright Homespun Radio Company has been out and about on Peebles High Street this busy Christmas shopping season. With one of the best high streets in Britain, Peebles attracts more than its fair share of celebrity shoppers looking for that perfect present to put under the tree. Oh, and who's this? Just coming out of Food Punks on Peebles High Street, carrying an extra large pepperoni double cheese and a banana thick shake. Why, it's President-elect Donald Trump.
As
It's lovely to be here in Peebles. Beautiful Peebles. Peebles people just love me and I just love them. Peebles people, lovely Peebles people. I love Peebles people. You know, I could run for this minister. I could do that. I'd get those ferries working. Yeah. And the waiting lists back down. I could do that on day one. Day one. And I'd sort out the problem with the 62 buses. You know, have you back up by the post office all the way down to the BP garage. I could sort that out. I could do that. And I'd get Forsyths to sell vanilla custard slices all through the week. Not just Thursday to Saturday. That's bad. That's very, very bad. I don't like that. That's bad. I like a custard slice on a Monday. What's wrong with me? Why can't I have a custard slice on a Monday? And I'll soon be back in the White House. So I'm happy. I'm happy, happy, happy. Oh, I'm so happy. Did I say I was happy? I'm really happy, happy, happy. Coochie, coochie, coo.
Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. President-elect of the United States, promising to bring stability to the streets of Peebles just as soon as he's done his business on America. We're heading towards our interval here on the DHRC Amerrycana Christmas, but speaking of Americans, it's time for us to check in on our food and drink correspondent, Chick Fowl. Now, Chick's on his bike, cycling the pathways of Peebleshire, discovering the many attractions there are to be found in our neighbourhood. Hey, Chick, how's it going up there in Edelston, is it? How was the cycle ride to the Great Polish Map of Scotland? I'm told it's quite a sight.
Yeah. I heard it was as well, but I hadn't been there yet.
Oh. So where are you now?
Well, I'm at the Scots Pine Cafe, Robert, you know.
Right.
It was a real pleasant ride out here, but I got to Edelston, and I was pooped, you know. I needed some caffeine, and I needed some sugar, so a morning coffee and cake at the Scots Pine Cafe seemed like the ticket.
Oh.
Yeah. I arrived here about half an hour ago, and I'm getting pretty comfy.
Oh.
They got the wood burner on, it's real cozy. So I think I'll just stick around here for a while, and then I'll just get the 62 bike bus back into town.
But what about the Great Polish Map of Scotland?
Oh, well, it's still there. Yeah, I had a look at it online, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, but aren't you going to visit it?
Well, there's no need, Robert. Yeah, it's nice and warm here, and I just watched some guys online posting of a drone flying over the place, so I get the general idea.
Yeah, but what about the visitor experience and letting tourists know what it's like?
Oh, well, I can tell them it's great. I mean, I've been there. I mean, virtually, and that's good enough.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like another double shot Americana? And how about some more cake?
Oh, what?
Yes, please. No, I'm comfy here, Robert. Although the trousers are beginning to chafe a little. I'm going to have to make some further adjustments. But anyway, I am the food and drink correspondent. See you later, Robert. I'm going to catch lunch with the Innerleithen alpacas. That should be fun.
Chick, hello. And there he goes, ladies and gentlemen, full of cake and ready for adventure as he cycles down to the alpacas at Innerleithen. I'm sure he'll have some magic moments on this next ride, I'm sure. And to send him on his way, you know what's coming, don't you? To send him on his way, here's our award-winning DHRC House Band live on stage at the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre in downtown Peebles this Christmas time.
Magic moments when two hearts are carried. Magic moments, memories we can share. I'll never forget the moment we kissed the night of the hayride. The way that we hugged to try to keep warm while taking a sleigh ride. Magic moments, memories we've been sharing. Magic moments when two hearts are caring. Time can erase the memory of these magic moments. line for hours and hours. The Saturday dance, I got up the nerve to sing you some flowers. Magic moments, memories we've been sharing. Magic moments, when two hearts are carried. Time can erase the memory of these magic moments filled with love.
The way that we cheered whenever our team was scoring a touchdown.
The time that the floor fell out of my car when I put the goods down.
The party arcade, the games we played, the fun and the prizes.
The Halloween hop whenever we're being with fun in disguises. Magic moments filled with love.
We're taking a break here at the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre in downtown Peebles. It's a chance for the audience members to compare notes, see who's in the building, and grab a fresh drink from the well-stocked bar downstairs. For listeners at home, here's a series of messages for our generous sponsors this time at Christmas. We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back to the 2024 DHRC Amerrycana Christmas, broadcast live every year here in Peebles since 1896. Apart from 2 years during the First World War, when this building was used as a military hospital and we performed from a bunker under the Borough Hall. Remember that?
Yeah, go. That was something else. Coming up in this portion of our show this evening, Bobby Barr is investigating an underground railway beneath Forsyth's the butcher's shop. Chick Fowl is cycling the bike trails of Peeblesshire, and Dr. Clement Gunn faces another medical emergency in Dr. Gunn's casebook.
And there's music from our fabulous DHRC House Band to lift your spirits and prepare you for the Christmas season. Before that, let's head over to a secret location here in Peebles, where shadowy figures in full combat gear are meeting to coordinate their next campaign.
Just to the west of Roger, we're checking to make sure that's not an A&A checkpoint or anything right now.
Right. Now, I want to hear reports from the area commanders. Captain Shrub?
We've made a major advance in the old town, sir.
The garden beds opposite Castle Warehouse?
Yes, sir. We occupied the site before dawn in full uniform and 2 trailers of soil and seedlings. We sustained an incoming enemy attack at 0830.
You held your ground?
We did, sir. They were attempting to move in with ground cover and crocus bulbs, but we managed to repel them with the leaf blowers.
Did you manage any planting?
Of course, sir. Marigolds, winter flowering time, and We've laid down daffodil bulbs in advance of the spring offensive.
Excellent work, Captain Shrub. Excellent work. Your team will be commended.
Thank you, sir.
We've had a setback in transportation, Commander.
Out with it, Captain Catting.
Sir, Bonnie Peebles has managed to acquire a van.
A van? Where the hell did they get that?
Unclear, sir.
They're getting out help from the outside, I'm sure of it. Who is it? The Russians? The Chinese? Petland plants?
I'm afraid that's not all, sir. The van also has the logo painted on the outside.
Damnation! When will it end? At least we've got our high-vis jackets to identify us. If there's any progress on the Edinburgh Road roundabout yet?
I'm afraid not, sir. It's still being held by a shadowy rebel group. They call themselves the Rotary Club. They weed the roundabout every other Tuesday, but they're in and out so quick we can't catch them.
And they've planted as well?
Oh yes, sir. Hardy annuals, bulbs, and yesterday I spotted primroses on the northern slopes.
Primroses? That's daring. This Rotary Club could be a problem for us. Who the hell is that? Shrub, get the door.
Excuse me, is this the meeting of the Keep Peebles Bonnie group?
Piss off!
What?
Keep Peebles Bonnie Group, huh?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I thought...
We are the Flowers for People's Group, the FFP.
Do we look like the KPB?
Now, what are you doing here? What do you want?
Well, I'm recently retired, and I was hoping to join...
Join who?
The group that plants things in Peebles. Which group are you again?
Well, we're not the other lot.
You'd better come in. Look, this is a war and you've got to choose a side. I'm guessing that you're here because you want to fight.
Well, fight? Well, yes, I suppose, and also to plant some flowers and things.
Good, then you've come to the right place.
Wait a minute. What kind of flowers?
Begonias? Dahlias?
Dahlias! Piss off!
No. Come on, settle down, everybody. Look, you're in the right place for begonias, but don't mention dahlias. Dahlias are the hallmark of the enemy.
Weird and kinky things.
Well, don't worry, I'm not committed to dahlias.
What's your name, soldier?
Oh, I'm Daisy.
Well, welcome to the fight, Daisy. With people like you on our side, I know we'll eventually win this war. Captain Shrub here will sort you out with a high-vis jacket, a trowel, and we'll organise leaf blower training for you within 48 hours.
Thank you.
Come this way. Welcome to the fight.
Commander, a signal's just come in from the troops stationed down at the Hay Lodge.
What does it say?
Looks like there's a new group on the move. They're pruning trees along the riverbank, planting cherry samplings, and there's unconfirmed sightings of a lawnmower.
Who are they?
They call themselves the Callants Club. There's no further information yet.
Well, send a scout out down there to monitor the situation. I'm going for a coffee. Keep me updated.
Go, sir.
If you're interested in revolutionary gardening and you hate dahlias, consider joining the Flowers for People's Group, the original and best gardening militia through this side of the Tweed. Meetings on Tuesday night at the Drill Hall. Bring your own spade.
Turf Wars in Peeblesville, featuring our very own Kathy Kennedy and the DHRC Royal Company of Radio Actors. And a reminder now that despite all the bitter infighting over shrubs and flowers, there's something that unites us all here in the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre in downtown Peebles. We're celebrating the most wonderful time of the year with the DHRC House Band.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happy
here, man?
Gordon, I nearly did recognise you. Just take a look at you. You're all dressed up, smart man about town. What's happened to you?
Ah, well, I decided to bring the changes. You know, it was time for a new Gordon. I went home and I looked in the mirror, and you know, I looked at my jacket and waistcoat and I thought it all looked rather sad. A few days later, I had to go back into town to get my hair cut, and I went to my usual place, you know, East the Barber's next to Forsyth's.
Well, that's a clothes shop now.
Aye, well, the wifey in there wouldn't let me out. She said that once they cleaned up, that she could get a good price for my jacket from members of the Michael Foot Appreciation Society. And the waistcoat was in high demand from status quo fans. After that, I went into a McGrath's and I bought this new brightly coloured jacket you see here.
It certainly is bright. Joseph for the Bible would be jealous of that.
Aye, and this rather odd-looking shirt made up of wee multicoloured skulls. It's not bad, eh?
Well, I suppose so. It was you that bought that. I saw it in the window and I didn't wonder.
Aye, well, it's a new Gordon, you know. I feel revived, it's transformative. But what about you? You're all changed as well.
Well, I took your advice and I went into town to get some new clothes, and you know, it didn't cost me anything at all. In fact, I made a profit.
A profit?
Aye, I went into what I thought was the sweetie shop in the high street to get some sour plums. You know, these are my favourite. Turns out it's now a vintage clothes shop. Well, just like you, I couldn't get away. That woman runs the place.
Steffi, aye?
Aye, Steffi, as I now know. She thought my old clothes were the height of vintage fashion.
Oh, that's just like me, amazing.
She offered me a good price for Feather's old tweed jacket and the +4 trousers. But I had to let her have them right there and then, that very minute. So I stripped open the shop.
What?
Down to my vest and my undies. And then I went running along the high street.
In your undies?
Aye, in my great-great-grandfather's best long johns. Steffi didn't seem to want them.
I wonder why.
I got a few wolf whistles, mind, and I got along as fast as I could to the Save the Children charity shop, where they kitted me out with this garb for half the price Steffi gave me. And look at me, smear checking and check new chino trousers. The wife says it's like having a new man about the house, like you feel you're a new person. I should have perked myself up like this years ago.
Aye, and I see Mrs. Tweed has placed us here at this table near the window, rather than our usual table over by the gents' loo.
Aye, she gave me a wee wink of the eye on the way in the window rather than our usual table by the gents' loo. Sorry, I'll take it on. And she gave me a wink of the eye in that way she does, and she said she fancied the cut of my jib.
Never. That's a new age. Angus Peebles is now the centre of vintage and second-hand clothes, and we're part of it. Front page of Saga magazine, here we come.
This is rather nice, isn't it? Sitting in the windows, smart clothes. Here, Gordon. That woman for just outside Forsyth's, she just waved it to you.
Never.
I'm telling you.
That's Angus and Gordon there. In their new clothes and saying each other's lines, cutting a dash. Down there at the Tweedy Tea Room, when you're tired of foamy, frothy coffee, fruity tea and fluffy fancies, head over to the Tweedy Tea Room, down there off the High Street and overlooking Tweed Green. The Tweedy Tea Room brings you pharmacy-strength builder's tea with full cream milk and 3 sugars as standard. And Mrs. Tweedy's legendary coffee from the I-Bean Coffee Company is fresh brewed every Tuesday and improves on the hot plate as the week wears on. So too are her incomparable, no-nonsense plain scones that move resolutely through your system, leaving little behind. Purge yourself with a visit to the Tweedy Tea Room. A reassuringly traditional tea room with waxed floors, hard chairs, Formica tables and easy wipe curtains. Where friendly service is available to everyone who spends over £6. Please note that toilets are for paying customers only. If it's a number 2, please consider whether it would be better to do it in the privacy of your own home. away from our small toilet block, where sounds and smells carry as easily as thistledown on the wind.
You're listening to the DHRC's 2024 Amerrycana Christmas show, broadcasting live across the world from our studios here at the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre in Peebles, Scotland. Still to come on our show this evening, Dr. Clement Gunn tackles another difficult medical case in 1890s Peebles. Bobby Barr is going underground, and the house band will be back with more fabulous music to prepare you for the Christmas season in an uncertain world.
But first, however, the Downright Homespun Radio Company has been, I know what they're like. You know, you just mentioned the band and they're up and about on Peebles High Street during this busy Christmas shopping season. With one of the best high streets in Britain, Peebles attracts more than its fair share of celebrity shoppers looking for that perfect present to put under the tree. Who's this? Just stepping out of the House of Gaia at the end of the high street. Why, it's David Mitchell.
I just love coming to Peebles. It's my favourite town in the whole of the Scottish borders. I mean, you can keep your Kelso and your Hoik. It's Peebles for me. I mean, who wouldn't love coming to a town with so many traffic lights when it could easily function with none at all? I like to quickly run down the high street as fast as I can, pressing the pedestrian buttons and getting all the lights to go on red at the same time. There's total chaos and I love it. No cars are moving and that's the world I like. Let the buses through and to hell with the rest. I once brought the whole of Peebles to a complete standstill by double parking outside of a cushy rye so the 62 bus couldn't get through. I mean, would I lie to you?
David Mitchell there. Enjoying the ambience of Peebles High Street this Christmas time. Our house band members are limbering up their voices and instruments for another heartwarming Christmas number, but there's just time to check in with our food and drink correspondent, Chick Fowl. He's out there on his electric bike supplied by Bespoke Cycles en route to Innerleithen and the alpacas down there at Velvet Hall. Let's catch up with him. I can use this time instead of just putting my finger in my ear. Let's find out where he is now. Chick, where are you? Where do we catch up with you today?
Well, hi, Robert. I'm in Innerleithen.
Ah, yes, you're checking out the alpacas at Velvet Hall, I believe. Is that where you are now?
No.
Okay. So where are you, Chick?
I'm in the #1 cafe in Peebles Road, Robert. Yeah, I just ordered lunch, a halloumi wrap, since you asked. And a cup of excellent coffee.
So what happened to the alpacas?
Oh, they're still there, I guess. Oh, well, it was a deviation from a cycle path, you know, and it was kind of uphill a bit.
But you've got an electric bike.
Yeah, I know, but I'd heard about the #1 cafe, and well, I just kept going on the flat by the beautiful Tweed to Innerleithen, and this cafe just sort of beckoned me in.
Okay.
It's a biker's paradise, Robert. I mean, there's vegan and vegetarian food, there's berry smoothies. It's hipster with a laid-back atmosphere. It's kind of cool.
What about the alpacas?
Oh, yeah, I looked them up online, and I spoke to some guy here in the cafe about them. Do you know, it turns out they don't have a head at each end like they do in Dr. Dolittle?
A push me pull you?
Yeah, I thought that was an alpaca.
No, they only have one head.
Okay, so it's no big deal. I've seen pictures of them, and I kind of get the idea. Cute eyelashes.
Yeah. So, Chick, are you still cycling the tourist trail?
Well, sure I am, Robert. The tourists just want to know about cafes and restaurants anyway. That's more of a TikTok thing these days.
TikTok?
Yeah, believe me, my posting about how good the smoothies are here will get far more likes than a visit to see a bunch of overgrown sheep.
I see, okay. Right. And how are the cycle shorts?
Yeah, well, like sand in a pair of tights, Robert. So anyway, I just finished my wrap, and then I'll get on to the next place for my evening meal.
A longer ride this time, Chick?
Yeah, could be. I'll let you know later. Bye for now, Robert.
Okay. Okay, all right. Chick fell there, apparently, enjoying lunch at the #1 cafe in Inalika. Not, as I reported earlier, visiting the alpaca farm at Velvet Hall. We'll get in touch with Chick later again in the show. But now, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the sublime sound of the DHRC, this time. Live on stage with the man with the bag.
Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is coming again. He's got a sleigh full, it's not gonna stay full. He's got stuff to drop at every stop of the way. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is coming again. He'll be here with the answer to the prayers that you made through the year. You get yours if you've done everything you should. Extra special good here. Make this December the one you'll remember, the best and the merriest you ever did have. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag. Christmas is here again.
And welcome along to another ample portion of Dr. Gunn's Casebook.
Black pudding, please.
Yes, I'll just be a minute.
Any chance of some more toast over here, please?
Yes, of course, I'll just be a moment. Now, my name's Dr. Clement Gunn, General Practitioner. These days, I'm running the Lindo's Bed and Breakfast up there in the old town, but I used to be a busy modern doctor in the parish of Eagles around the turn of the 19th and into the 20th century. Now, not all modern technology turns out to be as useful as you think it is when it's first installed. It can take a wee while for things to catch on, and the Peebles folk were not always front of the queue in that regard. I mind I used to have a telephone. But I got rid of it because nobody else had a telephone. Not one person. I could phone anybody and nobody could phone me. Waste of time. So I had the thing taken out And I just had a direct line to the pharmacy installed instead. And then I had a voice tube installed. Here we are. So I could listen to the woes of late night patients looking for medical assistance without me having to leave the comfort of my warm bed. Well, that was the idea. But even that doesn't always work out as planned. Now just bear in mind that what follows is a true story.
Hello, Dr. Gunn, are you sleeping?
Aye, well I was. But listen, use a voice tube, man, it's there in front of you.
Who said that?
I did. Dr. Gunn just speaking to the voice tube.
Dr. Gunn, are you there?
Aye, it's me just speaking to my voice tube.
What? Where is he?
The voice tube, use the voice tube.
What?
Look, there's a thing that looks like a pipe with a funnel at the end of it sitting by the doorbell, speaking to that man.
What?
It's there in front of you, just by the bell. Oh, never mind. I'm coming downstairs. I'll just be a minute.
Well, there you are, Doctor. I just found this tube thing.
What is it, man?
Can you come quick? There's been a terrible accident at the laundry in the Northgate.
Same place as where it is today. Give me a couple of minutes. I got dressed as quickly as I could. And I followed this technophobe to the laundry. I was met by an awful sight. A bonny, bright, 12-year-old girl with a wealth of long, thick brown hair had met with an awful accident. After school during the day, she had a job at the laundry. The apparatus used for drying clothes was an upright revolving shaft in the middle of a large iron drying tub, revolving at 500 times a minute. Aye. She had been skipping around the laundry without a care in the world. La 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 la. When her long ruby hair got caught up in the dryer. Her beautiful long hair wound around the dryer and got caught, and in an instant her entire scalp was torn off her head. Oh, I'm sure that hurt a lot. Ow! I can't think of anything worse. Well, not off the top of my head. I considered whether there was anything I could do for the poor girl. After some thought, I demanded the scalp be produced. This was extricated from the apparatus in 4 pieces. I took the 4 pieces and I sewed them back onto her scalp, one after the other. And I replaced the ears as best I could. I administered an injection of morphine into the poor creature and I wished her well. And that's all I could do. What a hair-raising experience that was. Oh, thank you, Doctor. Well, contrary to my expectations, the girl made a full recovery. Hooray! Hooray! And now goes about the town with a lovely head of hair again. So how about that? Or was it comedy you were looking for? Well, her scalp was hair today and gone tomorrow. And hair again, I suppose. Thank goodness. But the fact that she survived was like a breath of fresh air. Oh well, that's enough of that. Now I better get back to my lawn sausage. I've got some cooking in my new hair fryer.
Do I have to keep holding this tube thing, Doctor?
No, you can put it back in the wee holder now, Jock. Good night.
If you've been affected by issues raised in that last item, here on the Amerrycana Christmas,
here is some additional information to help you process your feelings. The story you heard is in fact true. It is contained in the memoir of Dr. Clement Gunn, the only general practitioner in Peebles in the 1890s, and the book is titled Leaves from the Life of a Country Doctor, published in 1935. In the book, Dr. Gunn explains how he reattached the scalp of the girl by stitching it, and that she made a full recovery and had a full head of hair again. The book is a riveting account of many such cases of Dr. Gunn's time in Peebles, as well as his life experience before and after. The book is still widely available secondhand, or you can call into Whitty's Bookshop and Haberdashery in Pennell's Vennel here in Peebles to get a copy. This was a public service announcement from the Downright Homespun Radio Company. Now, in 2022, remember that? Was it before or after? It was after. At our annual Amerrycana Christmas show, we introduced a new music act, and for the past couple of years, there's been talk of little else here in Peebles. Our postbag and social media channels continue to be overwhelmed with requests for more and more of this unique act, and he's taken on a life of his own outside the bounds of the DHRC. 2 years is more than enough time in Peebles for something to become established as a tradition. And so we're pleased to welcome back to our stage the traditional annual appearance of rapper Storyfoot Steve, bringing his unique form of musical expression to the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre, celebrating everything that is rich and precious about this small town and its people, with an all-new act and its debut here on our stage in 2024. Please put your hands together for Storyfoot Steve!
As I walk down Peebles High Street, it all becomes clear. I can head up to Tesco without any fear, or I can save in the Sainsbury's to get an Aldi match. Does it make any difference? Now that's the catch. So I try to shop local, yeah, that's what I'll do. Get a 4-size pie, but just look at the queue. So I check out Greg's, and it's no better, but at least I avoid the big issue vendor. The shops they're changing, the good and the bad. I hit the farmer's market to see what they had. I try to go veggie, it's green is what I shoulda, but then I blow it and holiday in Florida.
We spend most of our lives living in a people's paradise. Keep watching traffic lights, living in our people's paradise. Keep walking by the tree, living in a people's paradise. Keep dodging mountain bikes, living in a people's paradise.
My bladder's overloaded, I really need the loo. Ain't no toilets open, so what am I to do? That tree's so inviting, I really need to go. Eastgate is the nearest, I can't make it to Tesco. The parking's getting crazy, park anywhere. Double park outside the chip shop, I don't care. It really don't matter, cause the warden's never visit. Ain't low large, it really takes the risk. So I'm gonna get the bike out, we're living in the Mecca. Cycle trails are plenty, so get up off the sofa. Cycle up to Edelson or across the Walker Burn. A cafe is awaiting, it's cycling porn.
He loves my home, I love it here. He loves the best, now that is clear. We spend most of our lives living in a people's paradise. There's hate, ain't no surprise, living in a people's paradise. I knew Bridge would be nice, living in a people's paradise. No need to apologize, living in a people's paradise.
The traffic lights are growing, we got another set. Room for any more? I don't know, but you bet. If the council get the way, then we'll have plenty. Cars ain't moving one way cause the speed is stuck at 20, but the Eastgate's doing better. It's really good to see. There's music, film and drama to satisfy me. But sign up for the membership and see this place thrive. It's the thing to do if culture can survive.
He loves my home, I love it here. He loves the best, now that is clear. Been spending most of our lives living in a people's paradise. We have
street, it all becomes clear. As I walk down people's high street, it all becomes clear. As I walk down people's high street.
The incomparable Storyfoot Steve, ladies and gentlemen, celebrating all that's great about living in the little town of Peebles here in the Scottish borders. If you've been away and you've returned for Christmas, if you're tired and needing a rest, if you've forgotten your roots and need a reminder, welcome home to Peebles. Welcome home to Christmas. Welcome home. attic rooms of the old Beaches building are the offices of Bobby Barr, private detective. If you need someone to follow that cab, rifle through that drawer, climb through the window of that empty apartment and dig up the dirt, call into the offices of Bobby Barr. Cash in advance, expenses are extra, and don't call on a Wednesday afternoon if you know what's good for you.
I'd taken a case from Miss Kitty Collins, who started a job at the local museum and was living in Venlaw Court off the Eastgate. Strange noises from her cellar led us to Forsyth the butcher's, where Sinclair Cuthbertson and I discovered the existence of a secret railway line running under the shops of the High Street and the Old Town, which the butchers had used to supply their Old Town shop back in the day. A young butcher's apprentice was assigned to show us the now disused railway line below the Forsyth shop in the Eastgate.
It's just through here. You see this trap door? There's steps down. I'll go first with the light and you can follow me.
I see the line running along there towards the North Gate.
That's right. It goes all the way from the north side of the High Street and under the cuddy. They use it to take the meat orders on this wee hand-driven railway carriage here.
I see, and do you still use it?
Well, the other shop closed years ago, so there's no meat orders being taken along there anymore.
That's not what I asked, young man. That railway carriage looks freshly oiled and these rails are clean and shiny. Do you still use it?
Look, please don't say anything about it. We're not supposed to use it, but my pal and me, we're flat up at the Old Town and we use it to get home after work. And sometimes to get here in the morning as well. I mean, it's quicker than walking them if you're in a hurry.
That explains the noises in Miss Collins' cellar.
Yeah, you won't say anything, will you? We'll stop using it.
Don't worry, son. It's no matter to me. Where does this rail line go in the other direction? Along there?
I don't know. I've never been along that way.
I want to take a look up this way, towards Venlaw Court.
Oh, well, I can't take you. I've got to get back. I've left my sausages and beef olives just lying exposed on the counter upstairs. Can I leave you to it?
Ah, that's fine, son. Come on, Sinclair. Let's take a look up there. We made our way along the railway track until we heard the sound of water. And there we found an underground canal complete with a small boat. We got in the boat and paddled along the underground canal. Along the ancient stone walls we saw various landing stages and doorways all sealed over. One was for Venlaw Court, numbers 5, 7 and 9. And further along by another door we found a mysterious symbol. Sinclair, what do these pictures mean?
Well, it's the masks of tragedy and comedy, Bobby. The old symbols of theatre entertainment.
Theatre, of course, opera singing. Come on, Sinclair. We're going back to the surface and along the road to the Eastgate Theatre.
Now, what's going on, Bobby? What's the theatre got to do with this?
I'm not sure yet, Sinclair. How long has there been a theatre on that site?
Well, it was a church for a while and a community hall before the present theatre. But before that, who knows? The theatre has been a long tradition in this town.
We made our way back along to the trapdoor at Forsyth the butcher's, and from there we walked along to the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre on the corner. We met the new manager of theatre, Fraser Morrison, and I asked him whether he knew about any cellars or tunnels underneath the theatre building.
Do you know, it's funny you should mention that. We've had the heat engineers here in the past few weeks to try and improve the flow of heat. They put some new ducting under the floor and discovered an old hat uncovered, buried under there. Do you want to see it?
I do. Have you opened it?
No, we haven't touched it, to be honest. What's this all about?
Well, under this building runs an underground canal with entrances to the different buildings above. Down there we found a sealed door with the symbols of tragedy and comedy, approximately the same place as your theatre.
What do you think it is? Wasn't this place a church before it was a theatre?
Well, in recent history, yes, but before that it could still have been a theatre. Those symbols we saw are hundreds of years old.
Can I hear opera singing?
Oh, you can. We've got an opera school running here over 3 weeks. It's about halfway through its run.
I see. Now, I'd like to take a look at this hatch cover. Fraser Morrison took us through the warren of dressing rooms and corridors at the back of the theatre as shown as the old hatch cover unearthed by the heating engineers. With some effort we forced it open, and the three of us climbed down a set of ancient stone steps into the chamber below.
This is amazing. There are frescoes all over the walls.
Images and characters from theatre productions dating back hundreds of years.
Look, there's the other side of the doorway we saw from the canal. And can you hear that? Opera singing.
The new heating pipes must be carrying the sound down from the auditorium.
That explains the noises in Miss Collar's cellar.
Who's Miss Collins?
Never mind, it's a case I'm working on. This hidden chamber under the theatre solves that last part of the mystery. Opera singing can carry along the underground river and echoing in Miss Collins' cellar.
Bobby, bring the light over here. Will you look at this?
These are theatre props, but from centuries ago. There's armour over there and a jester's garb and swords, leather pouches and... Is that a camel costume?
These are travelling outfits used by medieval players who went from town to town performing mystery plays. And this, I think, is a rattle pendant. And here's another one. Fraser, I think this is a very valuable find. Treasure trove, in fact.
What's in this metal trunk?
I'll open it up.
Coins! It's full of silver coins!
Let's see. Oh, yes. Early Scottish 12th and 13th century. A collection of these was lost locally many years ago, but this collection is far larger.
What are we supposed to do with all this stuff?
Oh, I'll contact Treasure Trove Scotland. They can deal with it, and the theatre will receive a substantial payment for finding it for the nation.
All the theatre's financial problems will be solved.
That's good news for the theatre and for my client. I'll leave you with your treasure. I'm going back to my office. I've still got my tax return to finish. A week or so later, I telephoned Miss Collins with the good news.
Hello, Kitty Collins.
Miss Collins, it's Bobby Barr, who's a private detective.
Oh, Mr. Barr, how are you?
Not bad, Miss Collins. I've managed to solve your case. The noises from a cellar.
Oh, well, that's good news, Mr. Barr.
I wondered if you'd like to meet up so I can tell you the story. Perhaps over dinner, perhaps?
Oh, darling, that won't be possible. I'm so sorry, Mr. Barr. You see, I've moved to London.
London?
Yes, it's the most extraordinary thing. I was offered a wonderful job at the Hunterian Museum in London, working on a huge collection of coins that was found recently in Peebles of all places.
Collection of coins from Peebles?
Yes, it's such a wonderful opportunity for a numismatist, Mr. Barr. And thank you so much for looking into that little issue I had with the flat.
That's no problem, Miss Collins.
Goodbye, Mr. Barr.
And with that, she was gone. Off the phone and out of my life. I put the receiver down and stared out of the window for a long time, watching the sleet slide slowly down the dirty window panes. An old pizza box blew down the middle of the road. I looked across at the food punk shop, where a small wet queue of high school students was waiting for pizza slices. There was always a chance there'd be one left if I joined the queue now. I reached for my coat, lit a cigarette and thought, what the hell?
Steve Lee, Robert Barr, Kathy Kennedy, and please welcome on stage Eastgate Theatre manager Fraser Morrison playing himself. Join us next time for another thrilling adventure with People's very own fearless investigator, Bobby Barr.
You're tuned to the DHRC's annual Amerrycana Christmas, broadcasting live and in colour across the world this Christmas time. A shout out to the Lorry Drivers Convention down there in the Australian outback, south of Diggers Flat in the Northern Territories. We've got the speakers there set up and they're gathered as dawn comes up across the desert. Good to have you with us, guys. G'day.
G'day. And just south of Dakan, over on the Mongolian steppe, our new transmitting station is broadcasting the show with AI-driven simultaneous translation into 17 different local dialects for fans of the DHRC out there. You're all welcome to our live broadcast as we bring our DHRC band on stage with the Christmas Waltz.
Frosted window pane, candles gleaming inside, painted candy canes on the tree. Santa's on his way, he's filled his sleigh with things for you and for me. It's that time of year when the world falls in love. Every song you hear seems to say, Merry Christmas, may your New Year dreams come true. And this song of mine, in 3/4 time, wishes you and yours the same thing. Window panes, candles gleaming inside, painted candy canes on the tree. Santa's on his way, he's filled his sleigh with things for you and for me. It's that time of year when the world falls in love. Every song you hear seems to say, Merry Christmas, may your New Year dreams come true. Song of mine, in 3/4 time, wishes you and yours the same thing too.
Wasn't that lovely? The Christmas Waltz from DHRC House Band here at the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre in downtown Peebles. Our band's on a roll tonight, and they'll be back soon with another brand new old number for you this Christmas time.
We're headed towards the end of our DHRC Amerrycana Christmas show for this evening, but not before we check in once more with our roving reporter, Chick Fowle. Chick's travelling the quiet roads and multi-use tracks of Peebleshire on his electric bike to visit various local tourist spots. He's been waylaid a couple of times by the tempting eateries strategically positioned along the route, but I'm confident he's back on track now. Let's find out where he is. Hello, Chick. Chick, are you there?
Yeah.
Where are we catching up with you this time?
Well, hi, Robin.
Hi.
Yeah, you know, I'm afraid I got a little lost this time.
Aha. What happened?
Well, I had in mind visiting the Glen, you know, just up from Turquoise Village.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted to see the place where Mick Jagger is alleged to have had an affair with Princess Margaret. All right. And I heard today was one of those open door days for the public to get to see. They got a famous ceiling with a lot of plaster cornice work I wanted to see.
I see. And is that impressive?
Well, I don't know because I missed the turning.
You missed the turning?
Yeah, I don't know. I just missed it. And I just kept going. I mean, it's kind of easy on an electric bike, and I ended up going over Paddy's Slack until I got here at the Gordon Arms. Over in the Yarrow Valley.
The Gordon Arms, where is that?
Yeah.
It's the Yarrow Valley, isn't it?
Yeah, well, is it? Some might say that.
There is one in the Yarrow Valley, anyway. Is that the one you're in, Chick?
Yeah, the place you just mentioned.
Uh-huh. The Yarrow Arms.
Yeah.
Over near Gordon.
Yeah. I haven't seen Angus yet, but anyway, I've checked in for dinner and the night. It's a nice looking room.
But the Gordon Arms? Chick, that's actually a very expensive gourmet restaurant. The DHRC budget does not stretch to that. I mean, it probably costs like £7 for a bowl of soup.
9, actually. And it's parsnip today.
What? I mean, what happened to you reporting on all these various tourist spots around town?
Oh, chillax, Robert, will you? My expenses budget will cover it.
Excusez-moi, are you ready to order, sir?
Mais oui. I'll have the Borders ribeye steak and triple cup chips, the Mount Benja garlic butter, and a side of mixed salad, please.
Of course, sir. Just to make sure you're aware that there's a small £13, how you say, surcharge on this.
Yeah. Okay, that's no problem. And followed by a plate of Scottish cheeses with homemade chutney, oatcakes, and grapes.
Again, sir, there is a small £5 of your money's surcharge on that also.
Yeah. Whatever. You hearing this, Robert?
I'm hearing this.
Yeah, I've got the company credit card with me.
No. That's just for emergency use, Chick.
Oh, it's fine, Robert. After all, I am the food and wine correspondent, and cyclists to the area need to keep their energy levels up, and I'm testing places out for them. I'm pooped and I need to get some calories back inside of me. I got the electric bike on charge overnight, and after a decent breakfast, I'll head home back to Peebles tomorrow.
And that's another day's bike rental as well, Chick. Come on, this was supposed to be a report on the Polish map of Scotland and Edelston, the alpacas in Innerleithen, and the cornice work at Glen House. And instead,
it's a report on the Scots Pine Cafe in Edelston, the #1 cafe in Innerleithen, and the Gordon Arms in this valley.
Angus Valley.
What's not to like? It goes better on TikTok, Robert, believe me. Come on, Merry Christmas, Robert. Right, now I gotta get out of these lycra shorts. I'm burning oil down there. I can hardly walk.
Yeah, ring. That's our roving reporter, Chick Fowle, living at large at the Gordon Arms. With Angus the waiter there, while his bike recharges in the shed outside. Coming up here on the 2024 Amerrycana Christmas broadcast, we'll be seeing who's out and about on People's High Street. And there's more music from our DHRC House Band. But Before all that, it's Miller's time.
Yes, it's Miller's time.
Time for fencing wire,
Post drivers,
staples,
drainage pipes,
corrugated iron,
castration clips,
dog food,
election fraud,
presidential immunity,
presidential pardons,
presidential sweets,
mint imperials,
budget black holes,
lubricants,
floor wax,
fertilizer,
bulbs,
shrubs,
domestic fracking rigs,
holly,
ivy,
sleigh bells,
venison,
horseshoes,
pile cream,
castor oil,
worming tablets,
rubber rings,
sawdust bales,
oxal tails,
gift wraps,
mole traps,
lava lamps,
rubber teats,
leather cleats,
dog treats,
mince pies,
Christmas trees,
sold out,
Yule logs,
sledge grease,
chimney brushes,
chimney sweeps,
home enema kits,
jodhpurs,
antlers,
loafers,
sofas,
boulders,
poultry,
canker wash,
saddlebags,
festive rubber hoses,
rear ends,
horse pills,
crack ointments,
small modular nuclear reactors.
bespoke suits and spectacles,
Those are free for cabinet ministers.
cross-border electric pylons,
Rewilding beavers,
carbon offsets,
castanets,
GPS,
tinsel.
and terracotta figurines.
It has to be Miller's. Yes, it has to be Miller's. Make your way along Caledonian Road, over the roundabout, up the hill and turn right. They call it something else these days, but to us, it'll always be Miller's of Peebles. For all your agricultural, hardware, gardening, DIY, and veterinary supplies, step into the hushed, sacred space of Miller's. For all those intimate items that you can't order online and when you don't want to raise eyebrows at Boots, look in aisle 5 of Miller's, where you'll find what you need in reassuring plain paper packaging and euphemistic labeling. Miller's of Peebles and other places as well. This Christmas, there's a 10% discount if you mention the DHRC in a loud voice in Miller's. Go on, I dare you.
Our house band's drinks this evening are all sponsored by Miller's of Peebles. Here they are on stage in the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre with Mele Kaliki Maka.
Mele Kaliki Maka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we give to you when the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kaliki Maka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Maka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele
House Band there with Mele Kaliki Maka. Brought to you in association with Millers of Peebles and also Scott's Garden Centre on the High Street in Peebles.
The Downright Homespun Radio Company has been out and about on Peebles High Street during this busy Christmas shopping season. With one of the best high streets in Britain, Peebles attracts more than its fair share of celebrity shoppers looking for that perfect present to put under the tree. Ah, who's this? Just stepping out of Villeneuve Wines, carrying a plain brown paper bag under his arm. Why, it's local MP David Mundell.
Yes, it's me again. I bet you thought you got rid of me at the last election. But here I am again. Yes, your favourite Member of Parliament. 20 years and 6 elections and coming through the middle with an increased majority. Who could have guessed that? Thank goodness for Dumfries and Galloway. I know I can rely on their farming vote, especially with these recent changes. Oops, don't die too soon. Could be costly. Never mind, I've got 5 more years. 5 more years. Now better get along and look miserable for a Peebles News photo of me beside a bus stop. Or a telephone exchange. Or my all-time favourite, the Leadburn Junction. Cheerio and Merry Christmas.
David Mundell, ladies and gentlemen. On his way to another Peebles News photo shoot at a rain-soaked road junction near you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show over for this evening. But before we say our goodbyes, there's a shout out to somebody in the audience who has a birthday today. We've got Kate from Melrose somewhere in the audience. Happy birthday, Kate. Are you there?
Happy birthday, Kate.
Happy birthday, dear Kate. Happy birthday to you.
There she was, right at the back. Now, we like to be inclusive here with DHRC, so is it anybody else's birthday today? No?
No.
Right, okay, we can carry on. Great. Right, well, where were we? Yes,
Gordon Arms.
Yes, oh yes. Not with super that price. Right, we're about to go off the air for another year, so please put your hands together for our house band. We've got Molly Davis on saxophone and flute over there. Andrew Shop on the trombone. And Warren Goldthorpe on the piano.
And over here behind me, we've got our band leader, Henry Taylor, rallying the troops to play the bass. Hidden behind the curtain, but we know he's there. Alan Sparky Graham over here on the drums. And of course, Alistair Ray playing the guitar. You know, he's never left the stage since the first show in 1896.
Well, on the microphones this evening, we have a star-studded DHRC lineup. We've got Ari Wallace, Leo Binns, Patsy Demo, Kendry White, and a warm welcome back to Kathy Stewart Kennedy.
Meanwhile, between the songs, our Royal Company of Radio Actors has brought you some comedy and controversy. Bringing us the seductive voice of Miss Kitty Collins, Killing Collins, was Kathy, whatever she is. Sir Robert Barr of Manor. And everybody's favourite storyfoot, Steve Lee, OBE.
He's cool over there in the corner. We've got Douglas Roberts. The DHRC script is written by Douglas Roberts and Steve Lee. Our stage manager tonight is Anthony Newton up there. Assisted as always by John Small. Our Our lighting engineer this evening was Steve Moffat, ably assisted by Aileen Couples.
Thank you.
And sound effects were expertly managed by Alan Taylor up there in the sound booth. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Alan. Our thanks to Nomad Beat for rehearsal space and the staff and board of the Grand Old Eastgate Theatre for giving us a home to go to every year since 1896. All the proceeds from our Amerrycana Christmas shows go to our DHRC Creative Fund. The fund offers grants for young people aged 8 through to 25 in Tweeddale to pursue their artistic dreams. To date, we've given over £13,000 to young individuals for dance and music lessons, recording sessions, camera, video and sound equipment, comedy and drama courses, transport to international conferences, art materials, design software, and a drone.
Our grants are given out by an organising committee once a year in May and are exclusively for young individuals looking to further their artistic activities. By buying a ticket to our shows, you not only enjoy yourself a great evening's entertainment, we hope, but you're supporting your local theatre, of course, and supporting our local young people to be as creative as they want to be.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much. Okay, to play us out tonight, here's our DHRC House Band on the stage to raise the roof with We Need a Little Christmas.
All out the holly, put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking, and maybe rushing things back, get the halls again now. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the sleigh, and we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It hasn't snowed a single day, but Santa dear, we're in a hurry. Climb down the chimney, there's been the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Slice up the fruitcake, this time we hung some tinsel on that evergreen bough. For I've grown a little leader, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, and I need a little picture sitting on my shoulder. We need a little Christmas now. All out the holly, for once I taught you all to live a sharing day. Fill up the stocking, and to name is 1 week past Thanksgiving Day now. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the sleigh, and we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It hasn't snowed a single bird, but Santa dear, we're in a hurry, so climb down the chimney. It's been a long time since our devil gave her me. Slice up the fruitcake, this time we hung some tinsel on our bakery bough. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the sleigh, and we need a little Christmas right this very minute. We need a little Christmas now.
Looks like the truck's run out of pothole mix again, Bert.
Aye, there's still several hundred potholes to fill along Miss Stobo Strait. Tell you what, get that metal detector device out from the back of the truck. Let's see if we can find anything.
That's a good idea. Okay, here goes.
Are you finding anything?
Aye, there's something down here. I'm just digging it out.
Okay, I'll give you a hand.
What is it? It looks like bits of bronze, and is that leather?
And is this some sort of knife or sword? And there's some old silver coins here in a plastic bag.
Well, it's no use to anybody new. It's clearly been chucked away.
Yep, chuck it in the machine and let's get these potholes filled.
Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I should have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. If I made you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blind, but you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times, and I guess I never told you I'm so happy that you're mine.
I just never took the time.